Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steele, and I am once joined by Canadian Yorker. And we are once again, at this time, another pay-per-view for you guys, another pay-per-view prediction video. And this time we got the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in Perth, Australia. And today me and Canadian Yorker are giving you guys our predictions, who we think gonna win. Excuse me, sorry. But yes, it's the road to WrestleMania. We got this pay-per-view, and I believe WrestleMania is after this, so it's gonna be huge. But today we are predicting Elimination Chamber, which is happening this Saturday. We got 4 matches, and people are like, "Oh, this sucks." The last couple pay-per-views only had like 4 matches, but they're gonna be pretty good, I'm telling you. But anyways, let's get to it. So once again, this is how it's gonna work. The pay-per-views. I'm going to let Canadian Yorker start off with his prediction first, and then mine. So we're going to start off. We're going to leave the 2 Elimination Chamber matches at the end. So we're going to start off with the regular matches. So let's get started. So I'm just going to go down the list. So the first match is the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damien Priest. They're the current champions, the tag team, undisputed WWE tag team champions. And they're defending it against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. So how this match came about is there were tournaments to determine who faces Judgment Day, and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate won the tournament. So there you have it. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damien Priest defending the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. So this is going to be a great match, and people agree this is going to be a great match. So I'm going to give the floor to Canadian Yorker. So Canadian Yorker, Judgment Day and New Catch with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Who do you think is going to win?
It's a tough one. My thinking is that Judgment Day is going to win. However, they're going to be trapped in a cage, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be kind of tough for them to escape that, and they're going to have to work together to get the win. I believe Judgment Day is going to be taking this one, and they're going to be retaining their championship against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, unless something happens and these guys actually get the win over them. So we're gonna have to see how things go. I'm gonna have to see how things go as far as my analysis goes. I don't really know much about Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, but I know that Judgment Day are very they're the champions for a reason. So, they know how to defend themselves, defend their championship. And this is going to be interesting to see what they're going to do.
All right, so you're locking your pick in the Judgment Day?
The Judgment Day.
All right, so Canadian Yorker has picked the Judgment Day to retain the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. All right, for me, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, they're great. You all know Pete Dunne, sorry. Pete Dunne was part of the Brawling Brutes, and he changed his name from Butch to Pete Dunne. Tyler Bate's great, but they just became a tag team, and I just think that Judgment Day has the experience, and I just think that Finn Balor, Damien Priest work great as a team. Don't get me wrong, I think Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate works great as a team as well. This is when Butch's partner walked out on him multiple times. Butch was able to find a new partner in Tyler Bate, and then Tyler Bate was able to convince Butch to change his name to Pete Dunne. So since then, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate's been working really great as a team. But I just feel like Judgment Day is going to be too much for them, so I'm locking my pick in. I am picking the Judgment Day as well. I am picking Finn Balor and Damien Priest to retain the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. So me and Canadian has officially both picked the Judgment Day, locking our picks in. So alright, so that will do for the first match. Alright, moving on to the second match, we got the singles match for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. We got Rhea Ripley defending the title against Nia Jax. And the big story here is Rhea Ripley's going to be in her home country. If you guys don't know, Rhea Ripley is from Australia, so expect a huge pop. And it's like people are like, "Oh, is Rhea Ripley a face or no?" And it's like, no, she's still a heel. She's just kind of like a face because she's in her home country. So, yes, Rhea Ripley defending the World Heavyweight Championship, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, excuse me, against Nia Jax. So I'm gonna give the floor to Canadian Yorker, and I already know who he's going to pick. So you got the floor, Canadian Yorker. Who do you have to win?
I am picking Rhea Ripley to win against Nia Jax at this Elimination Chamber, at this defender title, because I know there's no way that Rhea Ripley is going to lose in Australia against the hometown fans against Nia Jax. There's no way that's going to happen. Rhea Ripley is going to come out dominant and strong, and we both know that Rhea Ripley wants a piece of Nia Jax because Nia Jax has repeatedly attacked her over and over and over again. He's attacked her, repeatedly from behind. They're both heels. They're both heels. But the thing is, Nia Jax is more of a heel than Rhea Ripley is, and so Rhea Ripley, of course, she wants to bring the pain. She's going to bring the pain against Nia Jax. That's what she's going to do. What else can you do about that? She's going to win against Nia Jax. I'm confident. So.
All right, so you're locking your pick in. Rhea Ripley?
Rhea Ripley.
All right, so for me, so basically I just want to say one thing. So yes, Rhea Ripley, that's her home country. But my question is, like, Nia Jax, she's a strong woman. She seems like utterly unstoppable. Like I said before, it's insane how dominant she's been since her return. She has not lost a single match yet since her return. Nia Jax is huge, and my question is Rhea Ripley able to hit the Riptide? Riptide is Rhea Ripley's finisher. She basically pulls her opponent in there with both hands and slams them to the ground. It's kind of like a powerbomb finisher. But my question is Rhea Ripley able to hit the Riptide on Nia Jax? Because Nia Jax is so heavy and big, but the thing is, though, Rhea is bloody fucking Rhea Ripley. Like, she is strong. Rhea Ripley is a strong lady. I've seen her, pick up strong men before, I think. I don't know. But my question is, how is she going to lift Nia Jax in the air and hit the Riptide? She can possibly beat Nia Jax off of a bus pin, like a sneak pin, kind of like how you kind of sneak in the pin, or it can be by. Rhea Ripley might even can beat Nia Jax by submission. Like, if Rhea Ripley has trouble hitting the Riptide on Nia Jax, she's in big trouble. I'm just saying. But she could do it. I don't know. But like I said, Rhea Ripley is a strong woman. But if she can't hit the Riptide, there's other options. I think Rhea Ripley could find a way to just hit a submission hold or something. I don't know. I haven't seen Rhea Ripley use a submission maneuver in a while, but I'm not quite sure. But we have to see what happens. But I agree with you. There's no way Rhea Ripley is losing in front of her home country. So I'm locking my pick in. I think Rhea Ripley retains the World Heavyweight Championship. But my only concern is how she's going to hit the Riptide on Nia Jax. But like I said, Rhea Ripley's a strong woman. I guess she could do it. That'll be amazing strength if she can hit the Riptide on Nia Jax.
But I was going to say, if Jade Cargill can lift up Nia Jax and toss her out of the ring, then so can Rhea Ripley do the same thing. Jade Cargill showed that she can lift up Nia Jax like nothing and just toss her out. Right? Jade Cargill is a strong woman, just like Rhea. And but it's really, of course, in order for her to do that takes a lot of strength, honestly.
No, it's not, because the only issue is it's not just a powerbomb, the Riptide. It's just she kind of lifts the opponent's hand over her shoulder and then do it. It's kind of a weird.
That might be a little bit using a move like that might be too much for her. I think it's better for Rhea. I'm thinking, like you were saying, it's better for her to use a submission instead. and submit Nia Jax. I mean, Chad Gable submitted Ivar with an ankle lock. And so Rhea Ripley can do the same thing. She just has to get her to submit. And it will work. It will work because, she can do it. Nia Jax is not impossible to beat. She's the tough opponent to beat, but she's not an impossible opponent to beat. She just has to use her head and think smart.
Right.
Think smart.
All right, so I'm locking my pick. I am picking Rhea Ripley to defeat Nia Jax to retain the Women's World Championship, taking the title to WrestleMania. So there you have it. Me and Canadian Yorker. So far, we have picked the correct. We have picked the same winner. We both picked Rhea Ripley. So moving on, we got the 2 Elimination Chamber match. And just like Survivor Series War Games, I will let you decide, Canadian Yorker. Would you want to start with the men's or do you want to start with the women's?
Let's go with the women's.
Women's? Alright, so we got the Women's Elimination Chamber match where the winner will face Rhea Ripley or Nia Jax. I have to say it. But let's just say Elimination Chamber match. Winner faces the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. So we got Becky Lynch, who is the all-time favorite, versus Bianca Belair, versus Liv Morgan, versus Tiffany Stratton, versus Naomi, and versus Raquel Rodriguez. We got some hard hitters in this Women's Elimination Chamber match. Like I said, the winner will face the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 40. So I'm going to give the floor to Canadian Yorker. So what are your predictions? Who do you think is going to win the whole thing?
Oh boy, there's a whole bunch of good wrestlers that could possibly win it to be the one that goes to WrestleMania. Man, this is a tough one. Nia Jax is wrestling again in the Elimination Chamber.
No, Nia Jax is not. No, Nia Jax is not in the Elimination Chamber.
No, what about Rhea? Is Rhea Ripley in the Elimination Chamber?
No, they're fit.
Okay, got it.
So to refresh your memory, we got Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, your girl, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, a returning Naomi, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Man, I'm going to have to narrow it down to 3 ladies. Becky Lynch, Raquel, and Liv Morgan. I'm going to have to narrow it down to those 3. I'm sorry, Bianca. You might make it, but I don't think they're gonna win this one. It's just that there's much more momentum going with Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. Is on a revenge tour. Raquel is also on a revenge tour. So, man, it's a tough one. We did say we're going to see Becky Lynch in the WrestleMania. So, it's a tough one. We picked a hard one. Man, I'm going with Becky Lynch to win the Elimination Chamber. My second would be Raquel and Liv, but I'm definitely thinking that it's Becky Lynch that's going to be the one going to WrestleMania. So,
all right. So you're locking your pick. Becky Lynch is going to win.
I see Becky Lynch winning. Yes.
All right. For me, so the situation is this. So if you guys don't know, this is actually Becky Lynch's first career Elimination Chamber. Becky Lynch has never been in an Elimination Chamber match. But look, this is what I think. Look, I've been waiting for a Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley feud for so long now. It's been months, and I'm like, please, they gotta book it at some point. And I'm like, oh my god, they might finally actually book it. But then until the Royal Rumble, Becky loses, and then now this. I want the Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Bianca basically could be an option. There's actually an interview when Bianca and Rhea Ripley actually had an interview when both of those women were star on the WWE 2K game together, and basically in an interview, Bianca Belair said it's going to be a dream match if Bianca, and Rhea Ripley face each other at WrestleMania. So they could actually book it right here. So Bianca could win. I don't know, but it's an option right there. Because in the interview with Rhea Ripley sitting next to her, Bianca said yes, facing Rhea Ripley would be a dream WrestleMania. Liv Morgan, look, there's no hate for Liv Morgan. I like her, but there's just so many Liv Morgan fans, kind of like our friend Joey. But look, I understand where she's coming from. Like, oh, it's revenge tour. Look, Liv Morgan, yes, she. If you guys don't know, the last person who has ever beaten Rhea Ripley was Liv Morgan. Like, the last pitfall loss that Rhea Ripley had was actually Liv Morgan. But then Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley became tag team partners. And then, Rhea Ripley turned on Liv Morgan. Would you know? Rhea Ripley then attacked Liv Morgan after a one-on-one match with a steel chair, putting Liv Morgan out of action. And now she's back. She obviously won revenge, obviously, and she has every right to get her revenge on Rhea Ripley. So that's just that. And Naomi, Raquel Rodriguez, Look, I love Tiffany Stratton, and I said this before. Tiffany Stratton deserves a main roster spot, and what you know, she does. She goes to SmackDown, and now what's up? I just feel like because she was Women's NXT Champion, she deserves a championship, maybe a World Heavyweight Championship match or against IYO Sky. But I just don't think right now's the time because she kind of, Tiffany Stratton is kind of like she just came up to the main roster, and she's kind of like let's just say that she's kind of getting her surroundings, like getting used to the SmackDown system, because don't get me wrong, SmackDown and Raw is way different than NXT. So she's probably gonna have to, get used to, the process and all. So I just don't think Tiffany Stratton facing Rhea Ripley is at that moment right now. So I'm crossing off Tiffany, unfortunately. Sad, maybe next time. Naomi, and then Raquel Rodriguez. The three possible winners is probably going to be Becky, Bianca, and Liv Morgan. So, in my own opinion, and you already know, I said this before, I'm picking Becky Lynch. I just feel like the feud is coming. I feel like because there's there's spoilers, Rhea Ripley said it herself. I'm going to cheer for you, Becky Lynch. I want to face Becky Lynch. Even Rhea Ripley said that facing Becky Lynch is going to be a dream WrestleMania. And there's just so many clues throughout the show that saying it's going to be Becky and Rhea. It's going to be Becky and Lynch. And in terms of Bianca, it's going to be a great match. I just feel like Bianca is not going to win. And then Liv Morgan, yes, she's due for a revenge tour. But yes, it's not going to happen at WrestleMania. Sorry, Liv fans. It's not going to happen at WrestleMania. Most likely it's going to happen at Backlash, probably. I feel like maybe we can have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley some other goddamn time. She's going to get probably her revenge, maybe. But I just feel like it's just going to be not at WrestleMania. So I'm locking my pick in Becky Lynch. I am picking Becky Lynch to win her first ever Elimination Chamber to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. So yes. So before we go to the men's Elimination Chamber match, any last thoughts or what I said or?
Yeah, I do agree with you about Becky Lynch and Bianca. I was thinking about it. Well, maybe Bianca could, but Bianca can win the world this Elimination Chamber because she's done it before. She got experience. Liv Morgan obviously has a reason to go after Becky, to go after Rhea Ripley. And if she did go after Rhea Ripley, man, that would make WrestleMania very, very interesting going forward. Because as you said, Rhea Ripley has never beaten Liv Morgan before. And so it will be Rhea Ripley actually getting her win against Liv Morgan, or Liv Morgan actually upsetting Rhea Ripley and getting that championship off of her, which would be very interesting. It would make it more interesting in the women's division if Liv Morgan did.
Because this is what I heard. People are saying that, the Judgment Day is going to break up. People think that it could be the end of Judgment Day. But, this This is what I can see happening. I mean, like Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley, they might give it to Becky Lynch. You know, Becky Lynch could beat Rhea Ripley and take the title, but Liv Morgan, and she's not gonna go after Becky. She's still gonna go after Rhea. So they could have a revenge for Liv Morgan. She could feud with Rhea Ripley with no title. So Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley could feud with no title, leaving Becky Lynch as the World Heavyweight Champion. But we have to see what happens. I just feel like that could be a pass. I mean, maybe. I mean, they could. I mean, if Liv Morgan wins, they just might be saving the Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley feud for another like pay per view. But I just feel like it's gonna be Becky. It has to be Becky.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, but we'll have to see how things go with that.
All right, moving on to the final match. We got the men's Elimination Chamber match, where the winner will face Seth freaking Rollins at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. So we got the contenders. We got Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley versus LA Knight versus Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. So yes, you heard it. Logan Paul actually beat The Miz to qualify, to my surprise. I mean, it actually was kind of surprising. I mean, like, a lot of people expected it, but yeah, like I said, this Elimination Chamber matches are stacked. But to refresh your memories, if you forgot, we got Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul, who pretty much claimed that he's going to be a double champion, but it's not going to happen. But I'm going to give the floor to you, Canadian Yorker. What are your thoughts and what is your prediction of who's going to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania?
Man, I mean, well, Logan Paul is not winning, and of course, not with this stacked roster, the stacked list of contenders here. You got Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton of all people. Who was the other guy?
LA Knight.
LA Knight, right? And then you have Logan Paul. He just won his UFC
and then Kevin Owens. The thing is, Kevin Owens and Logan Paul still. Kevin Owens and Logan Paul are gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Exactly. So Logan Paul is not gonna be doing anything at all. He can't do a thing because Kevin Owens is there. Okay, so that doesn't make any sense. He's not going to be able to do anything. Honestly, those guys are going to be facing off against each other. Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. It's going to be Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens, and then you have the other four going after each other. Man, this is going to be a tough one. Bobby Lashley deserves another title shot. We know that Bobby Lashley deserves another title shot. That man is a beast. He has been winning his matches. He's been putting in the work. He's been doing a lot of stuff with Sweet Gucci and himself. I mean, he's been doing a lot of work. It's Bobby Lashley. Randy Orton, of course, lost in the Royal Rumble. And he lost in that fatal 4-way match against Roman Reigns with LA Knight. And, I can see Randy Orton winning this Elimination Chamber. I can also see Bobby Lashley winning. Drew McIntyre obviously wants the title from Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. So there's our top three right there: Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. This is a tough. This is tough. I want to say Randy Orton. Right? I want to say Randy Orton, but I don't think it's his time yet. I don't think it's Randy's time yet to win the World Heavyweight Championship. It might not be Bobby Lashley's chance either, but this is a tough one. I'm definitely seeing Drew McIntyre winning the Elimination Chamber and facing Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Man, this is a tough one. I'm probably going to go with Drew McIntyre winning it, unless somebody else has something else to say. But this is so stacked. This Elimination Chamber is so stacked. It makes it hard to make a choice. I mean, Bobby Lashley's probably going to be spearing everybody. He's going to be putting people through the steel fences. You know, he's just going to be spearing people, spearing the heck out of everyone. So, man, this is a tough one. I'm probably going with Drew McIntyre. So,
All right, so you're locking your pick with Drew McIntyre?
it's a tough one.
Unless you want to change your pick or whatever.
You know what? I think I'm going to go with the Legend Killer, Randy Orton.
Randy
I'm
Orton?
taking Randy Orton to win. Randy Orton.
Interesting. Randy Orton versus Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins will be a banger if that happens. So you're locking in Randy Orton?
That's my final pick.
All right.
Randy Orton.
All right. So Canadian Yorker is putting in Randy Orton. So the mystery is, will I pick Randy Orton? And for the first time, we all picked the same superstars. So this is my analysis. So Logan Paul, you're not winning shit. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens versus Seth, you know, the history between these two men, you know, obviously they teamed up a lot. Obviously when Kevin Owens was with Sammy, but I just feel like Kevin Owens isn't a option, you know, knowing that Kevin's on SmackDown, Seth is on Raw. I mean, it's always hard if like you have a SmackDown superstar like on a show and then might have to do like a trade or a title swap or whatever. But I just don't feel like Kevin Owens is an option to win. He's going to put up a fight, don't get me wrong. Kevin Owens is a beast, but I just feel like I don't think there's an option for Kevin Owens to win. And then there's LA Knight. Obviously, LA Knight feuding with Roman Reigns a couple times, and he hasn't really feud with Seth Rollins. Like I once said before, the whole brand situation, LA Knight is a SmackDown superstar. I mean, if LA Knight faced Seth Rollins, that's going to be a hell of a match as well. But I just feel like I'm not quite sure what to think. But LA Knight, I mean, he could go after a World Heavyweight Championship, but I mean, like, I just feel like him and Roman just don't have. I just feel like him and Roman don't have unfinished business. So I just feel like maybe LA Knight and Roman still have unfinished business. So I just don't think LA Knight's option either right there. Talking about Bobby Lashley, obviously that could work. Bobby Lashley is a Raw. Well, Bobby Lashley is also a SmackDown superstar. So they're just putting a lot of, you know, SmackDown superstars in this Elimination Chamber. Bobby Lashley could face Seth Rollins. That would just mean the World Heavyweight Championship will be on SmackDown if Bobby wins it. I mean, they could always do like a superstar trade, like a trade draft. But you know, I just don't think Bobby Lashley is an option either. So that leaves me Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. Look, I said this, so let me start with Randy Orton. Yeah, I agree with you. I just feel like it's not the right time for Randy Orton yet. I just feel like, but the same with Drew is just like Drew. I mean, like Seth Rollins already beaten Drew McIntyre twice, and I said this many times. I just don't want to see another Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins match. Like, they already faced twice. Why do I want to watch a third? I mean, if you actually remember, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins faced 3 times with Seth losing. But I mean, like, I just don't like the matchup again. Like Drew versus Seth. Seth already beaten him twice. Like, what do you want to prove? I mean, Drew McIntyre just wants to finish the story. I mean, it's just. I just don't want to see Seth Rollins and Drew round 3. I mean, what options do I have? I mean, like, it's probably going to be Drew, right? Like, I mean, Randy Orton could win. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, Randy Orton could win, but why not? I mean, like, Drew has been, like, the superstars that come out with the promos with Cody, you know, coming out talking trash to Seth. I mean, Drew McIntyre and Seth have developed a feud. But what choice do I have? As much as I hate it, I am locking my pick in. I hate myself for this. I am picking Drew McIntyre to win the Elimination Chamber match. Oh
No,
man, I really don't want to. I really don't want to see round 3 of Drew McIntyre and Seth, but it's gonna happen. But like, I mean, either I just feel like WrestleMania is probably the time Damien Priest is gonna cash in his Money in a Bank contract. But yeah, I'm gonna take Drew in this one. I'm locking my pick. I'm taking Drew McIntyre to win the Elimination Chamber match. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm just gonna end it here and just lock my pick. Any thoughts on this?
I also feel the same. I feel the same that Drew McIntyre is going to win the Elimination Chamber.
I just don't want to. I just don't want to
to.
see Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins round 3. Like, I mean, what else can there be? Like, Seth already beat you twice. I mean, like, and then people might say like, oh, Drew might beat Seth. You know?
Well, that's true. But at the same time, at WrestleMania, Drew McIntyre might win against Seth. Suppose he wins. If he wins, that puts an end to Seth's reign, so Seth can go
And then
get
and then Damien
uncovered.
might. I think Damien might cash in at WrestleMania. That's the only issue, and then it's gonna piss off Drew even more.
I mean, if it happens, it happens. What else can he do? Drew is an honorary member of the Judgment Day, so it would make sense for him to win against Seth, and because Seth really needs a break. Let's be honest, Seth
Yeah,
Rollins
he
needs a
does.
break. So and Drew McIntyre will help him to take that break, that long vacation he needs. So what else can he do? The man needs a break.
Yeah.
So
So wow, for the first time actually, we both picked the same superstars and whatever to win. But I also want to say that we also have a Grayson Waller effect show with World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. So we're gonna see Grayson Waller interview Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. So we have to see what happens on that show. My prediction, I think that's when Cody and Seth is gonna call out The Rock and Roman for a tag team match at WrestleMania Night 1. So Night 1, it might be Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman in a tag team match. Night 1, and then Night 2 is probably going to be the main event between Cody and Roman, whatever. Do you have any thoughts that it might happen like that?
at this point, I don't know because things are so up in the air with WrestleMania. We still don't know what the schedule is going to be like going forward, and with WrestleMania, and anything could happen between now and WrestleMania. We only have about a month left, really only under 2 months left before WrestleMania starts. I think that's a possibility that it could happen. If it does, that would be awesome. But at the same time, that's going to put a lot of damage to Seth Rollins. That Seth Rollins is going to be fighting twice, just like Roman Reigns is fighting twice in WrestleMania. So he's going to be facing off in a tag team match and going for a singles match, and that's going to put some wear and tear on him. It's going to make him exhausted. So he might not be 100%. Seth Rollins might not be 100% at WrestleMania, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be exciting to see Seth Rollins and Cody versus Roman and The Rock.
All right. By the way, I was wrong. For the men's elimination chamber match, me and Canadian Yorker did not both pick Drew McIntyre. Sorry about that. I picked Drew McIntyre, and Canadian Yorker right here picked Randy Orton. So we did not pick the same. So sorry about that. But anyways, that would do it for our Elimination Chamber 2024 prediction video. That would do it. My name is Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker. Make sure you guys check out Elimination Chamber, which is happening this Saturday, 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Like I said, you have to get up really early to watch it. I highly doubt I'm going to do that, but that's our predictions. Like, subscribe. Make sure you check out my friend's Canadian Yorker's YouTube channel as well, which will be in the description of this video. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Make sure you tune in SmackDown as well. It's pre-recorded from that. It's also going to take place in Salt Lake City, which was last week's show, so they kind of pre-taped it so superstars can get their ass to Australia. I'm Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker. Have a nice day, and hopefully we'll see you next time for a broadcast.
Take care.